The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
Pulls it in at the 13. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
So here are the Titans now for their first drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in 2019 from Ohio State. It's Dwayne Haskins. On play action, Haskins. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18.
Here's Haskins. Under pressure, they got him again.
Xavier McKinney.
He's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
Boy, how about this to start a ball game? That's twice in a row now, Charles, that they get to it.
And how often do we talk about offenses that operate off of a script to begin games? Feels like this defense had their script together on this one.
And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time, it yields a safety. So how's that for an interesting way to start this ball game?
First drive of the game and you go backwards all the way into your own end zone?
Guess it kind of makes you wonder what else we might have in store here in this one.
First go on offense for the Giants under the guidance of Daniel Jones, the former Duke Blue Devil.
And when you think about great seasons in recent memory, he's definitely putting one together here. There's a good chance he's going to go over 5,000 yards passing for the season. He's just a little bit under that mark coming in. And I tell you, it's pretty rarefied air when you get up there with numbers like this.
Throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Throwing Jones.
Open man left side. It's the tight end Tunyon.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Jones. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley.
And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The CD in this offense at 11-0 now on the year. A few weeks ago, I remember asking you what kind of percentage chance that you thought they had at staying unbeaten the entire season. I think you said 25%. I'd imagine that number probably grown since then.
I would agree with you, and I'm going to actually bump it up to closer to 50%. Only because they saw...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Christian Fulton. And the Titans are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 22 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
And they love what they've got in him. He's the number 4 rusher in the league right now, so you know that you have to account for him on defense, which means you can play complementary football as well. Throw the play action, get it out to the wide receivers, because they should have some open space, because the defense will key on him.
Henry again on 2nd down. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And the defense, they'll spread the field, a dime package here on 3rd and 12. Now it's Haskins. Got his man, that's the Pro Bowler Julio Jones. And he will have a Titans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
A 1st down carry for Henry. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Well, this defense for the Giants, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback?
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Give the sack to Blake Martinez. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 20. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
A first down carry for Barkley. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And Ingram hauls it in. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Jones throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well. Now Mike Vrabel unsure of that last call. He's going to throw out the red flag. So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Open man, he's got him. It's Tony for a Giant touchdown. Kadarius Toney becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the 2nd drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
From the 10. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Running from the gun with Henry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Haskins looking to throw on first down. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dexter Lawrence never giving up. He works his way to the QB for a loss of 12. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if...
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Xavier McKinney picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Pulled in at the 24. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Steps away to his left, and his throw is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Man open, it's Tony. He's got it.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
On 1st down, Jones finds his tight end Ingram. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he finds a man on a crossing route.
And the Giants are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. That's an early touchdown. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points. Nothing fancy there on that 2-point try. Give it to the big boy and let him go to work.
That almost felt like sandlot football that we used to play, didn't it? Biggest guy on your team who can carry the ball, hand it to him and let him rumble.
Nobody picked me on the sandlot football team.
You were quarterback, and I know better.
I was the water boy. Come the Titans now. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called
it.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Haskins will throw. This will go to Henry out wide. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Again, it's Haskins. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Henry. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. On first down, it's Haskins. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Haskins. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And caught by Henry. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Mike Vrabel saw him on the sideline. He didn't even hesitate. They will go for it on 4th. They'll run for it with Henry. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line?
And it's a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry in the final seconds of the first half. And the Titans are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. 4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. Taken in at the 3. So we come upon half. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Giants about set to go to begin this 3rd quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime. And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. Jones. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From the 31, Jones. He'll complete this to Ingram, his tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 20-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
They begin with Henry, and he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now it's Haskins. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They'll run on first down. It's Henry, and not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Well, that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. But the passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be brought down. He needed to get to the 20, but he's a yard or two short. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Haskins to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside. Probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Here's Brett Kern now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's fielded at the 45. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape. 1st and 10. New York ready to go again offensively. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers. Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. He's picked off at his own 47. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. The guard now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. This one fielded at the 5. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And up past the 35. A very good return, but a penalty down. That may negate all the good work. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back. That penalty will move them back.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. Back to throw. Jones. That'll be caught. It's Tony. 30. 10. And he is into the end zone. And the touchdown record is now all his.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded right around the 8. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 36, pass, and the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Azeez Ojulari, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now Haskins. to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This is taken at the 23. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. New York's offense back out there and set to go. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw here taken in by Ingram. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That'll be caught by Tony. And he's got this down to the 35.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
On 1st down, Barkley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 44 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Now Jones on 1st and 10. This one complete to Tunyon underneath. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Amari Hooker. And the Titans are right back in this football game. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Looking to throw, Haskins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
Gano the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Haskins to throw it. They set up the screen for Henry. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Haskins going to throw again. A slant to Jones. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 42.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw again. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. He's at the 30, 10, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Pulls it in at the 13. And able to get this out to the 25. And the Titans getting set to go. And that last pick 6 may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the 4th quarter. They need points quickly. Open man is McMath. That catch good for only a couple. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now a timeout coming in here defensively as they stop it before the 2-minute warning with 2:09 to go in the game. Now Haskins on first down. And that is incomplete here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
The Titans on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 10. Got him in. It's Brown. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Yet again, Haskins is intercepted. 3rd time. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? And he said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Tennessee offense set to go again. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. Throw left side here, hauled in by the tight end, Ferkser. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Brett Kern now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. This is brought in at the 21. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Giants going to take over again on offense. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one looks like he'll throw here. Rolling to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. He's got a man. Complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Gano for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Pulls it in at the 13. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this? And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dexter Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season. And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And I notice you used the word sparked because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by James Bradbury. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Throwing Jones. 20. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence.
And this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe
Haskins hit, and he lost the football. But it looked like the Titans were able to recover, and indeed they will keep possession of the ball. Big offensive explosion help leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Giants, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.